My name is Mason Reuter. I'm born and raised here in Hays, Kansas. Graduated at TMP in 2010. Went to Fort Hays for a little while before I went to Kansas City to do some self-exploration. Realized what I was missing was back here in Hays. Moved back and met my wife now, who runs a daycare here in town, and had a baby girl 9 months ago. And have enjoyed it ever since. I work currently as an environmental planning supervisor with Ellis County, so I get to help people all over, not just in Hays, but around the county wide, which is fantastic. I love working with people. So what we do in our office is we permit and help design private wastewater and water well systems for people. So if you're out in the county and you don't have any, water utilities for yourself, we help design that so you have what you need. And then we also do planning and zoning for the county. So regulations is what I do. So city commission shouldn't be much different, knowing state and federal regulations for things. Also in the floodplain manager, so the current floodplain mapping update that's happening now.
Right.
I'm working with the city on that. Both, the city of Hays, Ellis, and Victoria and Shinshin, working with them to get everybody up to speed in the unincorporated areas. I work with plenty of city officials now anyway, mostly with the staff currently. We work together on quite a few projects. I know I call them for advice sometimes, and we try to work together as best as possible. Because what's best for the city is best for the county and vice versa. It makes it easier when we can get everybody on the same page. We all want what's best for each other, so. And then working with regulations and whatnot. I get to meet with I met with a lot of the state representatives, or going to conferences throughout the state, or just meeting with other elected officials. We get to see what we can do to, make the county and city run more efficiently with as few tax dollars as needed. I know as a taxpayer, I don't like when my taxes go up, so I wouldn't want to do that to somebody else unless it was absolutely necessary, but okay. I do what I can to run efficiently. In April, they're going to do a mail-in ballot. I think it's April, pretty sure. They'll have 2 questions on it. The one that would, affect me as a city commissioner is if the citizens decide that they're wanting to do it, which is, I think, a great thing anyways, to let the people decide if they want to raise the tax or not. So it'll be up to them. Mail-in, it'll be super easy. It'll come right to you, send it back in. If they want to do the question where the city gets to participate in the sales tax revenue, I think that's a good thing. It'll be up to them to decide which they think is better. If we get to participate in it, as a city commissioner, I think it'd be a fantastic opportunity to use that extra revenue to maybe work towards that Northwest Business Corridor that the state and county and city are working on now. Put some more money towards that. That's just a fantastic project. Makes things safer, encourages development, and then helps out a business owner business owners who have been there for a while and don't have the adequate road and maintenance that they need up there. What I usually say is we need to start with what we have here currently. We need to continue to build up our business owners that are here now. Because if other people look into town and say, hey, they're doing fantastic already, these businesses are here for a long time, they're very well supported, I want to be a part of that too. Which works well with anybody, especially when there's competition between businesses. I feel like everybody gets the best quality at the best price when there's competition. So if we can find a way to sustain and help our current business owners, it'll help bring in some additional maybe retail or manufacturing or high-tech jobs in the long run when they see how well we treat our current business owners. What I can bring to the table is a fresh perspective. I've been working with all kinds of age groups through what I do. I know I talk to a lot of people about what they like to see, how they like things run, and I want to be able to be the voice for them. So what I can bring to the table is the experience in my current job working in local government. I know how things need to operate. I know it from a staff perspective and what it needs to happen from a commission's perspective. It needs to flow together. I mean, the staff at City of Hayes does a fantastic job with what they do. They're a fantastic resource. So if there's something that I may not know how to answer, or what the best, I guess, scenario would be for any particular project, they're the best place to start. And then I can go from there and move my way up the ladder with the contacts that I've obtained, and just get as many possibilities for different scenarios before we settle on one. The City of Hayes is doing fantastic financially. We are doing a very good job at, I guess, using our money wisely, which kind of goes into my next topic here. What we could do better is, I think we're at a place, and we're in a good place right now, to where we can start looking at how we can help foster growth with, maybe there's some programs that we can use with project improvement plans, or maybe some TIFs on some development for moderately priced housing, which would be a fantastic drive to keep the young people from Fort Hays here. I know as a young professional myself, it was kind of difficult to find a good home to start my life off with without having to put in a bunch of money for renovations or anything, or even just I didn't want to rent forever. I wanted to start my own home and do what I wanted with it, and I got lucky with mine. See if we can work with Grow Hayes, the Board of Realtors, I mean, some contractors. We know we have the resources here in the community to do it. I think we need to have a more active involvement as a commission to go out there and, I guess, help start these fires to get them going. I know it can be done. It's been done around the country with other moderately priced homes. Anecdotal evidence, I have family up in Nebraska. Their town is 6,000 people. They have 30 new homes going up that are moderately priced developments. They're going 10 at a time, and they're filling up in 2 years at a time. I mean, that town is booming with young people now. They had to change some of their dynamics for their comprehensive plan, even because it changed their dynamics of how their towns function. So it can be done. It's just we have to start finding a way, especially now that we're in a good shape. We need to find a way to get it started here. With retirees being a huge economic driver for us, what brought me back was family. I know that drives a lot of people is family. And when your family has to move out of town and go to Kansas City to find job opportunities or appropriately priced housing, there's not a whole lot holding them back here. So if we can continue to work on the housing project for the young people, maybe it'll help hold some of the retirees here. And we also need to look at some, I guess, more senior-focused communities, small communities within City of Hayes. Give them more to do. I know a lot of people are looking for, they don't want to go straight from their house to a nursing home. I know I wouldn't want to do that. I'd want something where I can be on my own, but I don't have to have a full house to do it. Maybe some condo type scenarios for some of our seniors, some retirement type community settings. Again, that's been done across the country. It can be done here. We just need to help facilitate it. I'm not afraid of change or the idea of a roundabout. What got to me with the project was it seemed to have kind of just sprung up out of nowhere. People were kind of blindsided by it, and I think that's what made them more upset than anything. For those who were upset, it's not that they just hate change and don't want anything to happen. It's that they want to be included in the conversation. Maybe there was a different design that could have come about that we didn't know about, or somebody didn't know. There was an easier way, a cheaper way, or anything like that. Maybe there's an alternate route instead of, I know a lot of the 37th Street people were upset through the design running through their area.
Right.
Maybe there's an alternate route that we can explore, and if it's been explored, why are we continuing with this one? It just needs to be, I guess, vocalized a little more through our commission. What I want people to know about me is I'm just a regular person. I'm not in it for any ulterior motive. I'm doing it because I love this community. I wouldn't do it if I didn't love this community. I know, especially with a little one at home, I could spend a lot more time with her, but I'm doing this for her and for everybody else. I want to raise my kids in a town that I loved growing up in, and I know it can be better than it is now. Not saying that the city is doing a bad job, it's just now's the time when we can really start reaching for some opportunities.